you some insider information. I check my YouTube from time to time. Like, he knows what the scenario is every time. Anyway, sorry. I got distracted. Per usual.
Back in the days when I was a teenager,
but yeah, sometimes like before I go to work, I'll check my YouTube on my laptop, and I get kind of paranoid sometimes because of the things that I talk about, because like I've gotten in some trouble. I don't think that they're as strict as they used to be. Like, there are certain things that you couldn't say for a while, and then whenever that like political persuasion had run its course, they were like, okay, you can talk about this stuff now. Which kind of proves that like everything's pretty meaningless, you know. If you can figure out a way to say the things that you want to say without getting in trouble, and the ways that people can point at you and be like, that's offensive and that's wrong that you said that, you know, if that can go undetected by those types of people, like, you've really mastered the craft of language. Because that's what people do if they're like, you know, trying to manipulate you. They change the way that they talk to you. If they want to sell you a product, if they want to change your mind about something. But see, I'm pretty straightforward. Because I'm so transparent, I think that in itself really offends people, because they're so used to being lied to that they're not used to somebody that not only keeps shits real, but somebody that doesn't care that you're leaving. You know? But yeah, speaking of that, I noticed my subscriber count went back down because, like, I hit 1,000 subscribers pretty recently, and it'll say like 1.01 subscribers, but if it gets up to 1,020, it'll say 1.02. And so I keep noticing that fluctuating because of these fucking pussies, dude. But that's not the only thing I noticed, because I saw that 4 people gave me a thumbs up. So thank you. Thank you for the validation. No, but like, that's seriously something that people like need to consider. It's like, okay, so one fucking pussy left. Probably more than one. But then there are like 4 people that like really get it. So don't think I don't see you. I appreciate you. The more I think about AI, the less it worries me, because I really believe that the whole point of it is to like prove how everybody Oh, I shouldn't say everybody. Might be. Not everybody. But a lot of people don't act much like people, okay? They're not too human anymore, okay? Solid 5-0. If I'm ever doing that, that's why. I think they're trying to catch people speeding. But anyway, I know a lot about psychology, and I know a lot about sociology, and I know a lot about spirituality. And so a lot of these people, we can call them sheep, we can call them plebes. I just came up with a term for them. I call them ABC people. A, B, and C people. They're just very simple-minded. So, that's most people. And that's who the AI is trying to take out. So, that's who the AI is going to take out. That's who psychiatric medication will take out. Political persuasions. Like everything that we see. I always sound like I'm from up north whenever I'm trying to make some point. Like, yeah, everything that we see is for the purpose of, like, pushing us in one particular direction, you know? And a lot of people just don't realize that. And so, the smartphones, I mean, Steve Jobs was such a piece of garbage, but holy shit, was he a genius. Like, Steve Jobs was definitely working with the devil, okay? Whatever you want to call that, I don't care. You're not going to offend me if you don't agree with my religion. If you get offended, you don't have a belief system at all, just to let you know. Because I trust what I believe. It doesn't matter if other people think that it's wrong. Just like I have confidence in who I am. You don't have to like me because I know what my hang-ups are. I know the things that I could improve upon. And the people that criticize you in a hostile manner, they're not looking to improve you, you know? They're just a piece of garbage. Most people are pieces of garbage. You'll realize this if you pay attention to human behavior, okay? And it's not really because they choose to be pieces of garbage, though. It's just that they're wired that way. That probably sounds cold and insensitive, but I'm a comedian, honey. We're allowed. Anyway. Did you notice that I changed the CD? Did you notice? So fucking good. I'm really glad that I did. Kanye's good and all, but he'll never be as good as the ones that inspired him. That's typically true. I mean, I know that my music will never be as good as people that came before me. But I'm okay with that because I'm sure that those people would still like me. They would still respect the artistic element of what I'm doing, even if they don't agree with my political shit. You know? But yeah. everything that has been in this world for a long, long time. Maybe there was a time when shit wasn't fake, but I don't believe that. I think that pretty much everything's fake. And that's not a reality that a lot of people want to face. But yeah, it's like we're constantly surrounded by people that don't think. You know? We're constantly surrounded by people that don't have any confidence in things that they actually believe. And that's why they're so overly sensitive. That's why they're such candy asses. It's because they're not real people. And a part of them knows that. But that part of them will never work in their favor. You understand? It'll never work in their favor. So they'll never be able to like figure out why did I get offended by that? Or why am I overreacting? I mean, they don't consider it overreacting. Any type of reaction is overreacting, I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But you know, I do those posters because I really, really believe everything on them. My country, it's not just my country, it's a Western problem. You see the shit in Australia, you see it in the UK. It's mainly a white people problem too. It's mainly white people, and I hate to say that about my race, but it's true. It's mainly white people and people of color, okay? So colored people that act just like white people, okay? Like, they just desperately need an identity. They desperately need an identity. And most of them are on the SSRIs, so they feel nothing. So they get some sort of political orgasm every time that they go out and hold a sign and act like they're doing something that's effective. It's not. It's not. Donald Trump is still the president. Did you notice? Did you notice that he's still the president? Look, I get it. Art is a way to protest. It is. But I don't think those people are making art. They're making a spectacle. There's a huge difference between making a sign because you really feel that sentiment. And I'm not saying that those people that are out there don't feel the sentiment that they put on the sign. But if they have to show it to everybody and they want to be part of the photo op, then it's clearly more about the validation that they get than it is about the actual expression of their actual politics. I don't believe that any of those people really understand any of that shit. Just like when I talk to religious people and they get offended because my view of God is completely different than theirs, or my interpretation of a piece of scripture is different than theirs, or maybe I don't follow the rules. Those people are fucking pussies, dude. They don't really believe that shit. Because if they did, they wouldn't need you to validate it. Okay? People that need external validation aren't much. They're just not. Okay? You know, I used to be like that when I was young. But I was young. I was in middle school. So So I would do that thing where I would like mirror people, because I was more narcissistic. I would mirror people. I would just like agree with you. Then I was like, I really don't agree with this person. I really don't even like this person. Why do I want them to like me? And when I became more aware of that, it's like I had this guilt and shame that came from like wanting to be liked. And yeah, I realized that I just didn't like myself. And maybe I should work at myself. And if I worked at myself, then maybe I wouldn't have to worry about what anybody else thought. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't care at all. It just means I'm probably not going to change my behavior. If I change my behavior, it's because, like, somebody said something that resonated with me, and I was like, oh, wow, that's true. I probably should work on that. I probably shouldn't just write that off as, oh, that's just part of my personality, man. Deal with it, you know? But yeah, I'm not an abrasive person. I really can't stand abrasive people. At the same time, I know that they can't help it, so I try to forgive them, but it's still annoying. I'm allowed to be annoyed. Let me be annoyed. At least I'm not an angry son of a bitch. Or I guess it would be angry daughter of a bitch, right? I'm so funny. You don't have to find me funny. It's cool. You can think I'm a total narcissist. That's fine too. You know, I don't need to prove anything to you. Don't you love how I'm like talking to these like imaginary people with their imaginary criticisms and shit? But I mean, that's how critical I am of myself, that like I'm already like envisioning like a whole crowd of people that hate my fucking guts, that have a list of problems with me, you know, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. But I guess that's why, like, when people insult me or people like say things to try to hurt my feelings, it just doesn't hurt. And I never thought that it would get to that point. I never thought that I would be chill. I thought that I would always be like totally rattled if somebody gave me a dirty look, or people said something to me that wasn't cool. Like, it's like, yeah, that's just where you are spiritually. I mean, that says way more about you than it does me. The fact that you think it's appropriate to talk to somebody like that. You know, I don't talk to people like that. I talk this way on my YouTube channel because it's my fucking channel and I can say whatever the hell I want. Because I actually take freedom of speech pretty seriously, you know? All these people that are whining about the president on Twitter are not taking freedom of speech seriously. Not at all. Not at all. The best exercise of freedom of speech is to say what you mean and mean what you say. Most of these people are fucking droids, okay? They feel nothing, they think nothing. They walk around aimlessly staring at their phone and popping medications, okay? Just call me a cunt.